We all know what's going to happen. We all know that Kevin Durant is gone this summer. We all know that they tried to, as much as they possibly could, to get rid of Bradley Beal.
I got on Matt Ishbia, the owner, but I think that he's steering things in the right direction. But to Monty Williams is the coach there that took you to the finals. You take over ownership, you get rid of him. You hire Frank Vogel, who won a championship just a couple of years earlier with the Los Angeles Lakers, and you get rid of him after one season. You bring in Mike Budenholzer, who won a championship after Frank Vogel won his championship in the bubble. He won a championship the next year. You sign him to a 5-year deal, you get rid of him after 1 year. And so there are certain things that one could easily argue is beyond Kevin Durant's control.
Past week, Kevin Durant trade rumors have been heating up. You guys see what I did there? With 3 teams emerging as potential suitors: the Heat, Rockets, and San Antonio Spurs. But before I dive into what the trade packages might look like for each team, I need to address the elephant in the room. The last 6 years of Kevin Durant's career have been a complete waste, bro. Also, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's free. I'm not charging y'all. Since leaving Golden State back in 2019, Kevin Durant has not came close to an NBA Finals appearance, nor has he made it past the second round. And it's funny because Golden State won the title back in 2022 without him, while he was sitting at home on his couch. When he went to the Nets alongside James Harden and Kyrie Irving, I thought that they would win the championship, bro. But they didn't because Kyrie got hurt against Milwaukee and James Harden was playing on one leg. Also got the infamous throwing along. If those injuries don't happen, that team beats the Suns and they win it all, bro. That team is way better than the 2021 Phoenix Suns. Now, what happened next season was the Celtics swept them in the playoffs, and we all know why. Ime Udoka. He literally had them in jail. Prison, penitentiary, Alcatraz, just had them all in prison, bro. Also, the Nets had wasp bats. They had LaMarcus Aldridge on the team, Blake Griffin, they had Tyler Johnson. I'm just listing names, bro. And they even had Steve Nash as their head coach. Why? I rock with Steve Nash, but he had no coaching experience. But at this rate, they could have had me as the coach. And yet through all of this, let's not forget that KD tore his Achilles back in 2019. And nothing changed. He was still the same athlete that he was prior to the injury. He's literally just an alien, bro. Look at these stats. He's just not human. And then after this, he got traded to Phoenix. But I never saw them as being true contenders in the West because Nikola Jokic exists. The Clippers series was fun as hell to watch, bro. Pure cinema. Russell Westbrook was moving back like he was in 2016 again. After they beat the Clippers, things fell apart against Denver. Chris Paul got hurt and Cam Payne was starting. And last time I checked, Cam Payne is not a good point guard. Don't even get me started on DeAndre, and that man was getting mixed every single play by Nikola Jokic. Denver ended up winning the series in 6 games, and it's prompted them to trade away Chris Paul, which still to this day makes no sense to me. Like, I get it, Chris Paul was old as hell and has injury concerns, but giving him up for Bradley Beal just because he had back-to-back 30-point seasons doesn't make sense, bro. He was putting up empty stats on a terrible Wizards team because no one else was putting the ball in the basket. And Bradley Beal is a shooting guard. He's not a point guard like Chris Paul is. Make it make sense. And they also traded away DeAndre, and which I get it, he was getting torched by Nikola Jokic. But they got back Jusuf Nurkic, who was pretty much the same level defender DeAndre Ayton is. And also along with Nazir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. 3 of those players are no longer on the team. And one player that they gave up, Kamara, had an amazing season. He put up 11 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and averaged 1.5 steals a game while also shooting 37% on threes. That boy Keon Johnson did not play a single minute on the Phoenix Suns. This past season, he averaged 7.6 points, 3.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and also steal a game. And what's crazy is that the Suns could use those guys, but they don't have them on the team anymore. As far as Bradley Beal's first season as a Phoenix Sun goes, he only played 53 games due to various injuries, but the Suns still managed to make the playoffs, and they got matched up against the Ant-Man. Honestly, I had the Suns beating Minnesota in the playoffs just because they had KD, but they had Jaden McDaniels. Wolves just had the Suns in jail, bro. The Suns could not score on them. That ISO ball heavy offense did not work in the postseason. Also, their bench was non-existent and they ended up getting swept. Now we move on to the 2024-2025 NBA season for the Phoenix Suns, and not so much happened. I mean, they got a new coach, Mike Budenholzer, Bradley Beal was still injured, and they even tried to trade Kevin Durant around February, but that didn't happen. What did happen is that they missed the playoffs completely. Now, I know that this has been a slander-filled video surrounding Kevin Durant, but he has not missed the playoffs since he was 20 years old, which is insane to say. Like, he's been consistent throughout his whole career up to this point, but due to the teams not being able to manage him properly, his legacy has taken a hit. Also, he hasn't been the main guy on any of the teams that he's been on. Draymond Green was the vocal guy in Golden State. Brooklyn didn't have a real leader. It was just 3 guys just hooping. And then in Phoenix, that was Devin Booker's team, so Although Kevin Durant is an amazing all-time scorer, he is not looked at as the leader. At this point in Kevin Durant's career, I just look at him as a 2 that's on steroids, bro. Like, he's not going to be the Batman on your team. He's going to be the Robin. And that leads me back to the 3 teams interested in him. The Spurs, the Rockets, and the Miami Heat. That's good, chat. I've decided to bless you guys with this handsome face. Now, we will be going through the trades for each of these teams. I am going to start off with the San Antonio Spurs. Now, in this trade package, it has them giving up Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Shohan, and 2 first-round picks for KD. Now, honestly, that's not a lot. They would still have Devin Vassell. They would still have Stephon Castle, Julian Champagnie, who's a good 3-point shooter. You still got Fox, you still got Wemby. And the rest of the team is the rest of the team. Now, it would be good enough to make the playoffs because they just missed the playoffs by like 5-6 games. So, you add KD to this roster, you still got Stephon Castle, Wemby's coming back, De'Aaron Fox, Keldon is, or did they give up? They gave up Keldon, my mistake. They gave up Keldon. It's Devin Vassell. And Devin Vassell, where he at? Devin Vassell is a hooper. I don't really watch the Spurs play ball like that, but this past season he put up 16 points and shot. That's league average for 3. Yeah, Devin Vassell, he's nice. So yeah, that team, it wouldn't be a play. They would not be competing for a title. He would just be there for the vibes. I'm sorry, Spurs fans, but KD would just be there for the vibes. I like the fit, but it really depends on what else they do. Like, what else would they surround him with? Now, the Rockets. The Rockets are probably the favorite to win. If he goes to Rockets, they can compete with OKC. Do they beat OKC in the playoff series? We'd have to wait and see, but they would go right to the Western Conference Finals. Now, in this trade package, it has them giving up Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Jock Lando. He goes back to the Suns, and 2 first-rounders. Which, I mean, that's really not much. So far, these trade packages are not too crazy. Jalen Green stunk it up in this playoff series. I mean, it was his first time in the playoffs, but it was also Amen Thompson's first time in the playoffs. My cat just dunked in my lap. It was also Amen Thompson's first time in the playoffs, and he was hooping, but Jalen Green, he just had that one good game, and he put up the triple singles. I rock with Jalen Green, but he's always been inconsistent. So, get her into him, cool. That's not bad. Jabari Smith was hurt this season, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I know he's decent. He could step out and hit the 3. But overall, what did he do? Yeah, he didn't really do nothing too crazy. Like, I don't know what his ceiling is because I'm not really in tune with the Rockets. Like, I watch their games from time to time, but Jabari Smith is just he's cool. He's a solid player to me. I don't know if he has all-star ceiling potential, but getting back to young players, that's nice because the Suns, they don't have anything. Why are you biting me? Like, they don't have anything, bro. So, yeah, getting back Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, and 2 first-rounders, hey, that helps them out a bunch because they gave up all their assets when they got Bradley Beal. And then we move on to my team, the Miami Heat. I had to do it to them. Hold on, I'm getting too ahead of myself. I'm getting happy. We repping the jersey. I had to do it to them. Now, in this trade package, it has them giving up Kel'el Ware, but the tweet says, the Miami Heat have remained firm in their stance on not including it. Oh my God, I can't talk. On not including Kel'el Ware in trade packages involving KD. If Ware is off the table, the Suns are seeking multiple first-round picks. Miami said to be firmly against including standout rookie Kel'el Ware. Sources say without Ware in a theoretical trade, Phoenix is presumed to be seeking for future first-round draft capital. I can't talk. Draft capital from Miami to help deliver Durant to South Beach at long last. So that's pretty much where they're at right now. This is the most recent thing that they tweeted out last night. So yeah, man, Miami's not going to give up Kel'el Ware because we've needed a center for years. In the past, we've had what's his name? Myers Leonard. We had Kevin Love, Cody Zeller. We've had a bunch of bum centers, bro. A bunch of wash centers have walked through those doors over the past couple seasons. And Khalil Ware has been a bright spot. Now, he didn't start off playing this season. I don't think he started playing until like January, February, but he can space the floor. He's a good defender, and he's just young. A young center, which we've needed. I wouldn't want to give him up too, because shoot. Yeah, those were Khalil Ware's stats. And Andrew Wiggins, he came to the team and he was pretty iffy. Like, I know he had a 40-point game, but he just hasn't been consistent. Now, I know that his dad had passed away, so he's just been not himself, which I get it. Hey, he got his ring. Wiggins, he got his ring, bro. That's pretty much, that's like the only thing that matters. He got his ring, but hey, that's not giving up a whole lot. Wiggins is a pretty cool, solid role player, 3-and-D. And then also, we give up Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is making a lot of money. Duncan Robinson is a Heat legend, but he gotta go, making too much money. I'm surprised we're not throwing in Terry Rozier. He's making a lot of money too. So yeah, the trade package would be Wiggins, Duncan Robinson, but instead of Khalil Ware, they're probably just going to give him some picks along with possibly Jaime Jaquez, which I wouldn't be mad about because Jaime Jaquez, he had the sophomore slump. His production went down. He was out of the lineup. He just wasn't healthy. So yeah, you give Jaime Jaquez, cool. We could just replace him. L.A. Larson does the same thing that he does. Nikola Jovic does the same thing that Jaime Jaquez does. We still got Haywood Highsmith. Jaime Jaquez, I'm not losing sleep over giving up Jaime Jaquez, bro. So yeah, those are pretty much all the trade packages. Now, obviously the Houston Rockets, they would be the favorite to win the title. If KD decided to go to Miami, it would be the same thing with the Spurs. It depends on what else they do with the rest of the lineup, because if you look at Miami, it would be Bam, KD, Tyler, Davion Mitchell would still be on the team, Kevin Love would still be on the team, Khalil Ware would still be on the team, Terry Rozier, back to bags. Kyle Anderson, he was pretty decent. Alec Burks was decent. Nikola Jovic, what did he do? While I'm here, Nikola Jovic was hooping this year. I rock with Nikola Jovic. We can keep him or flip him for a bet. Depends. I wouldn't really be mad about that. L.A. Larson, 3-and-D player. So yeah. Just depends on what other moves that Miami decides to make. Because Bam, KD, Tyler, Khalil Ware, Davion Mitchell, that's cool, but that's not going to be enough to compete with the Knicks, Indiana, Cleveland. It's not enough, bro. It's not enough. So yeah, that was my video. If you guys enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. And hopefully the trade happens within next week. Why is that trending? Alright, why is that trending? The NBA draft is next week. So hopefully the trade goes down by then, because I've been expecting a KD trade for a minute. I've just been waiting on it. But yeah, guys, I'm up out of here, bro.
Allergic bro niggas get the sneezing when they come around. Tried to put my crib homie on, but he couldn't see the plan. Told my OG go back to the